Hmm.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you. Is that music from my set? I'm having crazy music playing and I didn't ask for this. Excuse me. It's coming from the YouTube. Oh, there we go. Thank you. All right. Yeah, because see, I was even tuned in. I'm subscribed. No, that's perfect. I'm subscribed. That's what I heard because it was a delayed music intro. Perfect. Thank you. Nico G. Ballot AI. That's right. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you. My name's Nicolas Guillermo. I've been a professional petition circulator for over 20 years. I was just telling our friend Christo Jesus about how I worked for Elon Musk recently. He asked me how I was doing, how was my New Year's? Well, it was great. There was a little mishap, and it's quite interesting because I really admire Musk. I really admired what we did to stop Marxism the way I see it and the false economic paradigm of gross socialism that has gone way far to left. And so we helped stop that. And I was one of the people on the front line. Elon had a post on X saying he'd pay $47 a petition. And so, being a professional petition circulator to get petitions on the ballot, I jumped on that right away. I started working right here at home in Arizona. And before long, I was talking to my friend out in Pennsylvania where the real action was happening. And I decided I was going to fly on a plane to go see him. And I went to several Trump rallies in Arizona. I went to a gun show. I went to Trump rallies all over Pennsylvania, touch base in Wisconsin, hit the biggest Trump rally in Michigan. And I met tens of thousands of people getting signatures for this. My estimated earnings would have been about 500K, 400K, most likely. With the 9,000 flyers we handed out and the thousands, easily couple of thousands that I personally did, and not to mention Josh helping me because he was my assistant. I witnessed everything. It's totally legal. Everyone did it themselves. There's no fraud, and they had every reason to pay me, but they don't have an audit, and they stopped doing audits. And because of that, they're only paying me like a fraction, and I only made 30,000 in 3 weeks. But you know what? That's a lot, and I'm happy. It was just the highest paid petition ever. I look up to them a lot, but there's some serious fraud going on. If somebody put the money out to pay for all those signatures I collected, and all the other pros and all of the other new petitioners that did this, and they're saying we all got like a fraction, like 1/10 of what we got. There's something wrong. That's actually the problem that ballot AI fixes. So we want to help Musk next election. We want to help any other good causes. I've been helping petitions get on the ballot for over 20 years, and I'm about to go to Florida, open offices where people get paid in bonuses in Bitcoin. I even paid a guy his whole check in Bitcoin, but it didn't work right because then I'd buy more, and I was late. It was right as it was pumping. It didn't work, but I paid bonuses in Bitcoin, and I dropped the ballot AI token this year, and we collected signatures for some amazing campaigns. And I want to talk about that because it's about ballot AI as a cryptocurrency. It's a utility token for a real industry that was valued at like 16 billion last election. This election's easily 25 billion. In fact, I could ask Grok right now if it has the answers. I should actually do that. You know what I mean? But it's a lot, and this crypto, the utility that it's backed by is to automate the handwriting and signature validation eventually when it's sophisticated enough to validate instead of human labor typing. I'm the guy that put the AI together to figure AI can do this. And we have an MVP that's being downloaded as we speak to my computer remote. And my guy Furkan is over here. He's doing some stuff. You can see that the files, JSON, MJS. I don't know what all these things do, but I want to learn code. He's got the code stuff here. But literally, I'm so excited because in a few days, we're going to have a Signer Finder app working in Florida when I get there. I'll probably be there in like 3 4 days. Um, and this is the coolest utility that anyone can use, even if they're not in the ballot initiative industry, because we want to collect every signature possible fast. But if you have a business idea, if you have a purpose, if you want people to show up to your live stream, for real, you could do this. If you want to just have like a whole community actually in your town. So if you wanted to open up a hall and give people like a real education and slideshow of how to get into crypto, how to make money off of it, be in your community, you could do that with this app, how to get known. It can help anyone. They want to cut hair, they want to grow food and sell it, they want to fix bikes, any kind of business that someone has, want to do garden landscaping, a startup for someone that's struggling, really just wants a little extra money so they can put a little bit more into Bitcoin to make it this time. And they could use Signer Finder because what it does is it lets you type in your city and you get all in one quick sweep. You can even maybe automate this, but bro, this is a real investment. We got something going. We want to improve it. Okay. We could use you. I know you got skills for automation. We're going to improve the software. Okay. But right now, what it will do is get all of the events data all times a day for all the events in your city. So you know at what times all the biggest events are aggregated from best to least estimated, and it has all of the busiest malls and stores at all times of day because we can get that from Google Maps data with the cars parked in the parking lot. And we create a system to strategically know where the masses of people are gathering, all the biggest and best events. And we want to expand it to county and state, whole state, because there's whole territories, maybe areas. And that way we can help anyone in the petition industry and in the free market they want to promote just flyers, getting people signed up for your email, anything. So we will teach people how to petition, how to stop someone when they're just walking down the street, like do, how to get their attention, get them to do what you want, and have their contact information quickly in a positive way, and keep them going. Get 2, 3 at a time. Get them all around you, and we'll teach those skills so anyone can actually be civically engaged and be involved in their economics. But yeah, man, ballot AI is going to be real in Florida. The big picture is this petition verifier. That's where we take all the handwriting and do this AI, because you know what, man, that's a huge industry. It's rife with fraud. There's middlemen. There's no transparency. We're putting all that data on the blockchain. That's where it's going. Right now, it's a like a Python based app, but that will all be on the blockchain. And this DApp, here's how people have active action. So when we relaunch this, which is expensive, it's like 6 Solana just to relaunch this, okay? But let me show you what it's going to do. I'll scroll down. So you go to ballot.finance, and it's really part of Ballot AI ecosystem. If you're on Solana, Phantom, I hope it pulls it up if you want to check it out on yours. Otherwise, it's at Meteora Dex in one of the pools. And it's real serious that we have like X, we need followers. We have a Telegram, we have a great community all over the world. Uh, Mostly, it's actually very small, but mostly Nigerians. But they want freedom bad. They have such a corrupt government. They have gangs running their country that are robbing people and killing people, and just such poverty and different. But for a small amount of money, a person who's a student who wants to be a professional in Nigeria can have an apartment and a place to live safely indoors in a home in the city for like $1,000 a year. Do you understand? A very small amount of money can save someone in Nigeria that's a young man, that's adult, has access to a cell phone, can do crypto and trade just to have a home. And I want to be a part of that movement with these people involved in this, who are producing value, producing content. I got some guys making AI, and that's what I'm investing in them, because so we can have a team of people dedicated. We want to actually have canvassing in Nigeria is what I'm planning, and this is for all countries in the world. I have in the white paper the list of the true countries with real direct democracy now, and those that need it. Like Nigeria is not even close yet, but there's other countries in Africa that do, and there's countries in Asia, Europe, of course, Switzerland. We all know, and they're doing a petition to legalize Bitcoin right now in Switzerland. Not legalize it, but make it the reserve currency. Did you hear about that? Oh, interesting. Yeah, it easily could, but who's got access to it? Who controls it? But like it's yeah. The deep state would, you think, the deep state all would probably have a se and BlackRock's getting into it openly. But we hope not, because we know they're all connected to the banks, and it really doesn't matter because 'cause we're all here to front run them. They haven't taken the big leap. I know BlackRock's getting involved in Ondo. Do you know any other tokens BlackRock's directly involved in? Speak of the devil. I have a little bit. I hate to say it. I have some. It's a real world asset token. Same with XRP. I have just like a tiny little fraction, even though I don't like it. And I could sell it and buy more crypto Jesus probably, but I need to be diversified because my goal is to sell good tokens when we talk about them and share memes and share utility tokens. Sell them when they profit because I know there's momentum worldwide, and stake them into Ballot AI is actually like the stable reserve. And we will be doing a lot about stable coins as soon as the decentralized exchange is launched. We're going to have some amazing stable coins systems here with payments. And the goal, but it's so small. It's the tokens aren't worth anything yet. It's crazy, and it's just like tiny little amounts can make this happen. So what we want is a bunch of micro learners that will learn DeFi and staking here. We have levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. None of it's diminishing curve, and the tokens are staked and they just run out. So people can count on a consistent 8%, 6%, 5%, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this is just about making Valid AI token raise in value. So we, as an agency, a portion that is already purchased from my money will be liquidated and burned at the same time. So it makes the tokens more scarce, and we have extracted value that we then can invest in our purpose, which is real ballot access solutions in the world. Signer finder, petition verifier. We also have one ID verifier. And in the industry, this allows us to get petitions on the ballot and save our future. So this is the ultimate reserve currency, is what I'm wanting to create this for the decentralized direct democracy. It's a reserve currency. It will go down if a lot of people sell it because it's totally volatile. But with staking levels like set level 7, look at this. Level 7 is 4 years, and then we can count on going through next election and know that we are contributing to the long-term growth of this project. All it takes is enough people doing that, and this token can't go down in value because the smart contract is hard coded and they will not be circulating in supply. It makes a lot of sense. 8% beats all the banks. This is modest. We're all, we're also going to have very soon the DEX will be released, and that's going to have great liquidity pools in a short amount of time with stable coins. Again, we'll have this token, and I'd love to do more. We'll see what that takes, but I have so many reserve tokens that I can distribute. I'm basically giving money away. We have 25,000 in the liquidity pool right now, and that's going to be kind of dispersed to people. Not all of it, but some of it, most of it, through different mechanisms of staking, uh, the liquidity pools. Finally we're going to have the two crucial NFT launches. I actually want to do 3 NFT launches. So with those, and I actually have one live now. It's one Ethereum. It's like having a node, but what that does is get a significant amount of tokens, or someone can buy those amount of tokens and stake them for years, and they'll have unlimited access to the software and distribution. So the goal is to get only 52 of these out there, 52 avatars, and then each person kind of runs that state's ballot access. So when a contractor has $1 million to 5 million that wants to invest in having a ballot initiative in that state, they would come to you and use your software. That's actually kind of the goal ultimately, although it's not like written out so specifically. It's great being here live because I can explain it better. But I do have 52 avatars, and then they would be tradable. They'd have a different value based on that state's ballot access industry, giving practically California the highest value NFT. And it's cool because it's secret. You don't know which one it's going to be in the list, right? But people will buy them for 1 Ethereum. And then what will happen is, yeah, when that state has ballot activity and they're going to want to see that they have a whole community of ballot AI token holders getting involved in ballot initiatives in their state, that when those fundraisers are created, they will then put them into their smart contracts and they get a huge commission. It's just an automatic, stable coin smart contract where the owner of that NFT gets that payment, a portion. It could be we'll set it at 10% or something, or way less than what the traditional. We can relaunch it at any price. Whatever the industry standard is, we will beat that price, so they will not be able to compete because our AI already does that. That's a beautiful thing. And then we're going to just give a portion to the NFT holder of that state, and then eventually, do the same thing for the whole world, for every country involved. It would be huge. Yeah. Check this out. We're here at just a temporary site, star5.fun, but it's actually ours. Okay, it's a test site. But if I were to say Bitcoin backed ballots, okay, or blockchain voting, right? Actually, you know what it is? Paper ballots with blockchain voting. Oh, I'm spelling wrong. Okay, the MVP when we get there would be go search. We're not there yet, but I'm just playing. And we'll have our list of tokens right here, and right underneath it will say we have a ballot token. It's called a policy token, and that will be the token for paper ballots with blockchain verification. And people will buy that token. This looks familiar, doesn't it? This looks like pump fun. You see? So we will launch a token for every single policy issue that people want to change in their state governments. And it would be worldwide. One token, one worldwide policy, connecting all the plethora of nonprofits for policy on that topic that we can find in the world, with a way that they can get their community involved in a donational system to promote the very ballot measures that they could campaign in, in districts they could campaign in. So they could do all the campaigning, say it's like vaccine safety awareness. And if they wanted to push this in a city like in New Zealand, where they have the right to referendum, for example, or in the UK even has rights right now. There's so much stuff going on in the world. This Costa Rica, people could say, "Oh no, we want to have a right to vote on that," and they could invest in the policy token that will be listed on this site. They'd be able to trade it right within the site. We also have a DEX. I can show you the outline of that. That's going to be coming next, and it's quite exciting. because what kind of policy ideas? Now that's number one for me because voting. If you don't have your vote counted, you can't count anything else. Number two, and I will argue with Dennis Porter. He's the one who's actually involved in the Bitcoin legislation push for the most part. I've been in communication with him. Dennis Porter on Twitter. He, is saying no. We need a Bitcoin reserve as a top priority. Part of my logic is recognizing his point is that if we push that ballot measure, maybe the Bitcoin people want to get back that so we can get to the Bitcoin voting. But I don't agree with him. I would see that's something up for debate. I say just do both and stop the argument and add two, three, four, five other ballots we could do. Because if you're wasting your time getting one signature, you could also go waste another 10 minutes, an hour a week getting two signatures or getting 5 petitions signed. Actually, what you need is like 15 petition signatures on each petition you want. But once they sign one, they'll sign them all anyway. If you just like you have the skill training, you're excited to do it, you want to go and you learn. You'll get all of the petitions we want. So our dreams are not limited when we talk about decentralization of government. It means true decentralization, not just fighting, struggling for one change we hope will happen. Here's a crazy fact, man. What state are you in? Because it's all numbers. You could take your population. Texas. Yeah, yeah. Texas has a referendum rights in your city. What major city are you in? Hopefully by. Just Austin area, just area like, you don't want because the point is, look, it's probably like 100,000 signatures. We all put our names on paper as the founders of our new constitution. The founding fathers that we recognize were limiting the government and creating a Bill of Rights put their name on paper. It was to represent all people. So we need to know that even something like our address, but when backed by hundreds of people, send such a loud message. We don't care. The government already knows where we live. We can put our name down. That's how we get our right to block their laws. That's how we get the right to change the laws we want to. And it's up to us. It's really just a numbers game. City like Austin, you probably need 150 people to collect a page of signatures every week. It's literally that simple in practically every state and every city in the country. It's like 10% of the voters, maybe 5% in some areas. It's so minute. It's crazy that the people haven't addressed this problem and have not sought to stop all the laws that are corrupting us now in our states. We can nullify any federal law, and all the constitutional scholars know this in our states. That's what the state sovereignty is. That's the state's border. That's the 10th Amendment. And yet we don't. Why are people brainwashed, Crypto Jesus? Why do they not understand the power is within our hearts the whole time? The power is within our hearts to help thy neighbor. Yeah, we're just. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries.
Back. All right, there we go. Let me-
It's all good. Yeah, this is so beautiful to see actually happening. I've been investing. It's a lot of money. You got to take it time. It takes time, and this is just the start of it. Like the applications to see where he is right now. He could be asleep. This guy is in the UK. I can't believe he's been working literally all day trying to invest. He has been uh, putting the code on my computer for the MVP of two of the products. It's super cool, man. Right now, what a blessing. I'm going to be in Florida in a few days, and I hope to show it off to the team members out there that are also petition coordinators like myself and see if I can sell it. But I'm going to do it with crypto. They're going to have to lock their tokens with like a good 4-year lock. Like, be real with it. It's going to be cool. And I'm going to have them either buy. What I need is that buy the NFT actually, because they buy the NFT. If they choose to buy the tokens, that's cool. That helps everybody. And I'm gonna do an airdrop anyway. Like we got to just get the money in and fund things. And I'm not a coder, but it's gonna happen. I want to learn, but I spend too much time doing ballots. When I'm not doing ballots, I'm spending time with my kid, and that's it. I had a girlfriend. And now I'm really cool. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm going on focus on business number one, so I can just launch this, and it's great, man. Because we're going to do big things. Now, if anyone in your audience is in Florida, I hope they can come check it out. We're going to be all over Florida, but my office will be in Tampa. I have a Regis. We have two major petitions: legalize marijuana and help the Native Americans casino gambling. It's going to pay big money and
Yeah.
crazy. This is crazy, bro. Even if someone just shows up and even gets some numbers on the petition, there's a potential buyout, it's called, where the Seminoles, who are super rich, want to offer people to pay them to not work, to go home, go back to their home state, just leave and take a big bounty. Like it could be $10,000, could be $5,000. I don't know. Could be because it's if people because there's these tribes competing for the ballot, and it's crazy politics. And I didn't want to just be caught up in this. And this one I'm doing solely because it's the bull market with the capital. I got the biggest crew now wanting to work for me, and it's great because I've been expanding my business, and I hope to bring this to the main companies out there and get them invested. Because we bring a major company on there that's going to make 200,000 off this or $500,000 off this, and they can buy one Ethereum of tokens and benefit. It's cool, bro. And then they can buy the token and speculate it because there's only 52 NFTs, you know.
Right. So let me ask you a question real quick about that. So really, like buying the NFT is kind of like um, buying a ticket to like this event that you're kind of hosting, where you're introducing the idea that we can put things on a blockchain for validation purposes, so that there isn't any fraud, and you can also build communities with it, very easily, right? As you
Yeah.
were showing earlier, you were showing us on the website, something about, blockchain development, and you were typing in different things, and you were just kind of
Oh, the
illustrating
paper
how,
ballots. Well, we hope to
right.
build community. Ultimately, that's the challenge here because we have a very small community. As a professional petitioner, we go into the community, we get signatures, but we just leave after that. We don't get their emails, we don't get their phone, we don't get them involved in talks and stuff like that. Part of the kind of the problem in society, because we're always like spinning our wheels trying to reinvent the wheel and just get one petition on the ballot instead of organizing people ourselves for the wheel that moves with us getting behind direct democracy as a process and putting all of the petitions on the ballot at the same time.
So show me a little bit more about what you got going on here. I've got the screen pulled up here. Everybody can kind of see.
Yeah, level
Um,
7 and through 1, and it starts out very modest, and we can change these percentages, but it takes a relaunch, okay? We got level 1, 2%, takes a little bit to load, but there's a little bit there's probably someone staking. There's not a lot of people are just taking the reason why we have a little bit of delay, some things are being fixed with one more relaunch. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be cool. Right down here, uh, there's going to be a timer for the unstake because we don't have a timer here. But I like that because when you go in a week, you go in a month, you want to know when your money's coming out. You know what I mean? So that's really great. The percentages go up the higher up you go. 4 years lock is the ultimate, the highest, 8%. It's got more to give away for right now, and I have more on number one for whatever reason. It just is kind of random. Wait, I thought I had 200,000 here. Excuse me. No, I have the most on this one, 200,000, and it's actually 11%, not 10%. We're literally that behind. We haven't even updated it, but it is what it is.
that's a
And it's
lot.
not exactly 32 years. It's the guy didn't update it. It's cool. I told him, but he's doing so much coding. Um, it's just until the tokens run out. It's literally you just stake, you get a steady amount, and then they're done. And real simple.
I'm
Um,
curious about so I'm curious about something real quick. So this concept that you've got here is good. What I'm concerned, or not so much concerned about, but what I'm curious about is, has this idea been brought to the attention of anybody politically, other than maybe Elon? Because I think you said you were
Not
doing
enough,
something.
man. No, no. I tag them online, but no, it hasn't. So no one. Okay, when you say political, like big, I have a guy that's super underground, but should be big because he's getting screwed by Utah state government. It wants to file ballot measures. Created a ballot measure to stop the what was it? To stop the gay flag on top of the Capitol. Or no,
Huh.
no, no. What it was, yeah, because they changed the flag in Utah to have the gay flag in it. It's got like a mini gay flag hidden inside of it.
Well, I don't want to go. I don't want to go down that road. I want
It's weird, man. It's
to.
weird, but they got the
It
most people in
sounds
the state to put a
like a
petition
whole
on the ballot
different
to say
stuff.
no, give us our old flag back. We want the Utah flag. We don't want this. And they shafted him, said, nope, you can't check your signatures, you can't verify them. People are on the do not disclose list, so you only get like 20% or 40%. So
I
he
read something.
needs our third app. The third app, I met him at America Fest just recently, the biggest, conservative fest, and it was in Phoenix. Charlie Kirk and all the people. Trump was there, everyone. And he said if he had the app that I have called ID Verifier, that's the third app, he wouldn't have this problem because it will take the picture of the ID and we'll add the voter card if they have it. They can send it to us later. It'll be in the app. We get an audit and it checks if they're in the voter registration list. And when they're out there in the signature gathering field, they know that it's someone that's actual address. It's not going to be disqualified for that. And it's not a duplicate at the same time, just with a quick snapshot. They just go click and they stop all duplicates. That's a huge waste. They stop all inaccuracies right before they go. And that's a real app. And he knows that he would be able to challenge the state in the law. He would sue them and say, I already have the full audit. Go ahead and try me. And we're going to take you down. And they want to do real things though, like real
Huh.
issues, to help Utah. But that's kind of
Yeah.
like the catalyst that started that they changed the flag on them. Okay. And like a third of the state was not happy with that.
And see, I think with your concept, right, with your idea of bringing things together like this, where people can vote on topics like that to be heard by a House committee or somebody. I think that this is
No,
a good step.
voted by
No,
us, voted by us, the people, voted on the ballot. That's the difference. The conditioned system, don't feel bad. Most people, 90% probably don't know because we are conditioned. We always get hyped for elections in a statist concept, the opposite of anarchy, that the state is giving us the solution and we vote for a politician. Instead, direct democracy votes are by the people on the actual law we want. And they didn't teach this in schools. This is occulted information. The New World Order wants to eliminate from our vocabulary, so we do not discuss it. The conservatives have been so against it because they knew the left used it to subvert the Constitution, and they talk bad about it. But only now, within days, just on the 5th, on the numerological date of the 2025, on the 5th of the first month, Alex Jones said direct democracy is the solution at 22:22 on his video on that day. You can check on x.com and verify yourself. And he takes a sip of water. He says direct democracy is the solution. And today, and maybe it was a few days ago, Andrew Tate said he's running for office because of the corruption and the child pedophilia in the UK and all the government officials like Saville getting total treatment by the UK Parliament and the Queen or whoever's in charge there, and the sickness. And Andrew Tate's planning on running for office. He's going to need signatures to get the MPs removed and to have new candidates to represent, to vote for him to be the MP. I mean, to be the actual prime minister. That's the only way that he can get elected. He needs signatures. So if I can get an activist army of crypto entrepreneurs motivated to tag these people, promote them, share the tweets, get them involved, get them to promote to their audience, get them to get the conservative movement behind limiting government and all the corruption, that's where we have a fighting chance. And the limitation is we are simply not going to, we're going to have centralization to the point that there will be no laws created to use more power of the police to coerce people and use force and violence against anyone else who has not committed any act of violence towards another human being. And that's as simple as the non-aggression principle. And that's what we stand behind. So we want to promote to the people that are at the top. Check it out. It's on X. Absolutely shattering. I sent a video to him in 2012. Operation Paul Revere. I said, this is the answer. It's still on YouTube. I can find the link. In fact, I'd love to pull it up.
no, direct democracy is definitely the way to go. You want to be able to, there should be, with all the technology that we have available to us, you know, there really should be an easier way for people to voice their opinion rather than in the cluster of social media. Because, truthfully, it's so difficult for any one person to be heard on anything now, because you're in a room full of a bunch of people who are screaming all types of different things, right? And so even if somebody has a good idea, who's going to hear it? Because you have all these things that are going on. And so I think it's very instrumental bringing some type of centralized, decentralized system, if you will, right? Like,
Everything's supposed to be decentralized, but we don't want a government that can convince the majority of the people to vote for their own enslavement.
you want to, right, you want to centralize their knowledge base. You don't
Oh,
want to centralize where they go to for
this is
knowledge,
where it
right?
is in the cerebral concept of a knowledge base about what policies must change for human survival and for our peace, and our freedom and our liberty. This is the consciousness that is rising. Elon was just talking about this. So many talk about this. That's part of the subset of what ballot AI is, and it's called the e-democracy. This is a theory. This is a concept from the beginning of the internet, that we would have I call it an official intelligence, like the opposite of artificial, official intelligence, by the people deciding on how we can live our lives in peace and harmony without the government interfering and taking away human value from us. We must contemplate that. And when we know the decisions, and it's really simple formula, I'm going to build it. In fact, I have a school. My coding journey starting with no code apps. I know you're developing some stuff. I'm going to work on this simply for launching the program. It's going to be like Reddit, and it's going to allow people to vote on policy specific and aggregate the best arguments to the top of a thread. And those that win the arguments, and theoretically, as we have consensus being born with upvotes and votes, will earn their share of a crypto pool that will be rewarding those winners of arguments. Something like this is just waiting to happen. I don't know of any other blockchain doing that. There is some blockchain voting. We may be able to implement it in our code. Like, we could use other blockchain voting and implement it. But I'm building the DAO here at ballot.finance. I want to tell you, like, even since the beginning of 9/11 with this guy.
My name's Nicholas Guillermo, and this is for Operation Paul
Yeah,
Revere with
I sent this to Alex
Infowars.com,
Jones back.
the
What year
United
was this?
Initiative.
Man, 11 years ago.
9/11 still
Okay.
leaves so many unanswered questions.
I have
Wake up, America.
occupiers going off, bro. Let me know. Can you hear the audio?
Wake
Yeah.
up to terror, wake up to the new era, I dare ya. Wake up, people, this new axis of evil controls our propaganda that we now see through like a window. Wake up, America, you need the truth. You can't trust the informants in the news. Turn off the snooze and choose red or blue pills. It's time to get real, start looking for the clues. Read between the lines for the knowledge that you'll find. Facts can't be denied, that right in front of your eyes. It's time to get wise, get knowledge, get free. Get on the internet and research and turn off the smoke screen. Learn, they print money, yet loan with unpayable debt. So they know when it's time to collect, they got you in debt. Wanting a pound of flesh and they get what they came to get, forever collecting interest. Blame the Fed, taxpayers owe to that. They a private enterprise, so far from legit. They control the right paradigm to the left. It's you versus the stateful, there's no partisan argument. Wake up, America, wake up to terror. Wake up to the new era, I dare ya. Wake up, people, this new axis of evil.
If you people want to check it out, that's a rap. It's the beginning of the video. It's called United Initiatives. It's the only rap song I ever did, bro. But it's deep. And I mentioned the ballot initiative, the process. I mentioned the God consciousness that we need to rise above. And I was on this tip years ago, and we're at the precipice of where the next stage is now that we're entering to the new era. In fact, Trump era.
No, that's cool, man. I'm glad that you shared that with me. That was interesting because there's a lot going on in the world, right? Like, there's a lot of just stuff, and it's almost. I remember that speech that Obama gave where he was talking about, if you flood society with enough information, they won't know, what to pay attention to or what's true, and that's really what's going on right now. As people are now starting to turn off their sources of information because they just don't want to be bothered by all the stuff that's going on. But I think what's important is that, that people understand that it's, they need to learn about what's going on in the world in order to kind of keep up with the times. So it's good to be aware of these things. Issues with the government. Yeah, we know that the government's, looking for ways to control the masses a little bit. Like I think that's kind of, but it's said in so many polite ways, right? So people don't like go, oh my God, the government's trying to control the world, when in fact they really are, right? But they're trying to do it under their kind of their viewpoint. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, to sum it up, is that with this, what you're introducing the idea and the concept that people can go online together and really discuss policy,
Yeah.
right? And really discuss what our law, like what we really need is, we really need a room that we can kind of come together at peacefully,
Yeah.
to discuss what the politicians and lawmakers are doing to the
But
country.
here's the problem. We already know discuss is the root word of disgusting. And we've already discussed all of this in the past.
It is disgusting. It is disgusting.
We already know all the problems. We're very clear on it. People are yelling at the rooftops about the problems. Now's the time to start talking about the solutions and strategies. And that is part of the discussion. But here's the thing. I'm just joking. The thing is, we have tools to do kind of a like an e-democracy. We definitely even have blockchain tools we can use today. But what I'm really inspired by is like my own inspiration. What I've done is I learned how we can use AI now, some top AI that you're probably using. I'm playing around with you.com. I don't know if you've seen that. You can go on there and you can have it do all of the deep research on how to write exactly the ballot measure for the law that you want to create when given the right prompts. And so I've learned how to do that. And I've already written a whole portfolio of all the crypto constitution that I can remake for any state. It literally, I just say, okay, now write it for California, now write it for Florida, and it's just like boom, boom, boom.
So
and
it's automated,
good, and it's referenced, and it's something that can get people in the space to take action, because we already know what laws need to be changed. Okay.
So all right, so let me make sure I understand. So so now we're utilizing AI to fill out forms, for lack of a better term, to send to the government on things we want to change.
Yeah, what it is the state secretary of elections who have a responsibility to allow for any filed ballot measures to go through the legislative review board. And as long as they can't find it unconstitutional, you have a constitutional right to guarantee it will be allowed for circulation. And at that point, you can print it out, which is why it's great. Even on your icon on your page, you kind of use a printer icon. It looks like a printer with a piece of paper sticking out in a world.
I really wonder what that would do. I wonder what something like that, if that concept were to become mainstream, I wonder what that could potentially do to society if they knew that they could be in direct contact with the lawmakers that are making up all of these policies for us to live on.
Yeah.
I don't really think that there's a connection with that. I know that there's groups, and I know that there's, special interest groups and things that, they work together with government agencies and stuff to do things, but like Consensus Bureau and stuff like that, right? But I think that we've outgrown that, and I think that what we're talking about now is DAOs, right? Decentralized autonomous, operations where people can kind of come together and really formulate ideas using the new age technology that we have today, like blockchain.
Yeah. We have now is the last step in this procedure of this first procedure. We just have to say it's coming soon, but the DEX is going to be launched hopefully within a week. I know I'm paying my guy through Payoneer service. They want to take 2 days now. It's just a cheaper service we're going to try.
Yeah,
and then I get DEX done. Launchpad is quickly after that, and then the DAO links it all together. So when you stake, you have access to the DAO, and from the DAO, and the launch pad. That's it. You don't get access to the launch pad unless you stake. And the key is to let the early investors have the key to the ingredient for their benefit as a profiteer before it gets on all the decentralized exchanges.
And that makes sense. It's just, I think it's how you position it. And, because when you're asking for people to put a stake into something before they get involved, I think that's fair. Like anything else, you should have a stake in whatever it
But
is.
yeah, then you'll have right access to the DAO immediately, and then you also vote with your tokens to be the first funders, like Pump Fund, in the beginning of a project, like a new coin, like your great meme coin. I'll have to see how much percent I have, but I'm really excited about that. But they get to be the first only because they're staked, and then it's kind of like a secret until all of a sudden it's boom, it's on all the decentralized exchanges. So this helps us develop our own networks of people that we rely on, people we know, people we can tell about how we're really going to be part of this, and we can know how to leverage it in our communities to gain interest in what we do, even just as a crypto entrepreneur, because we're going to be able to give people a key ingredient that when we are at the top, we're making great money off of Bitcoin and all these other cryptos. We can take a portion of that and stake it in something that's designed to be ongoing. That's going to give us a privilege now with the tools, and not just as an NFT owner, but just as token holders, you have access to the tools, and ultimately, the goal is to give full equity. Now, under the crypto regulations, I'm not allowed to say, okay, if you buy this crypto token, you're going to get equity. I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not saying that, of course not. But what I'm saying is that when the smart contract is built, you'll see who gets the equity. It will be on chain, and it's going to be to the stakers. It's going to be to those NFT holders.
Right. Everything needs to be transparent, because what we're working on, you and I, are, we're working in an industry where trust is the biggest component. And without it, your projects just won't succeed. And it's because the painting that a lot of bankers and other officials and people have really painted for crypto, unfortunately, in the past under the Biden administration, is that crypto is a bad thing, and there's a lot of scams and stuff like that. And so that's essentially what's manifested as a result, because the consensus of people believe that crypto is a scam. But when you get past that brainwashing and you start to realize that, oh well, a lot of people thought that because television repeated that 1,000 times to them a day. Well, then you start to see the real power behind what's happening. So like with your project, what you're doing, I think it really kind of sparks vision in the areas of directing the directing democracy, directing the general public directly to the lawmakers and politicians who are working for us, right? And because I think
and more though, and more, it does that. But again, here's the real key: it's directing it to the other people. Because I can't ever stop reinserting that point, because it's such a paradigm shift that we're actually petitioning the people. We say we're petitioning the government, but the process is asking another person to sign a physical piece of paper. And in doing so, we collectively get such a mass. The state has to follow the laws. They then put it in front of all the voters. It gets in all of the voter guides that are mailed to every voter's home with no marketing costs. Because the voter guides are sent by state law through the budget. Everyone gets to see about a law they can permanently change until the people decide to overturn it for any reason. And the state really cannot overturn that. This is the most important point. The state cannot overturn it. That's
right. And that's really how it should be. We've gone and we're going in reverse, right? So politicians now have the authority now, and what they have been doing is to just kind of go in and pass laws as they please for the general public. When in actuality, it should be the general public participating in the voting process of that law or that bill. And so what you're doing here is just you're kind of saying, hey, let's get back to old school, right? And let's get back engaged with these lawmakers and and let's use this new technology that we have to protect ourselves to engage with them on the most secure uh, cybersecurity platform, which is blockchain right now, right? So, and I know that quantum computing is a thing, and I don't want to get too much into that right now, but there's blockchain, there's quantum computing resistant code being written for that. I'm not too sure what exactly that is just yet.
Oh, as soon as it's cross chain, we are good, man. We get on layer 0. We can take it across any blockchain we want, and that's the future, bro. All the cross chain, get into the quantum stuff, because yeah, who knows?
And so the concept of money really kind of evolves now, right? Because now it's not just money anymore. Now it's money with utility, that has a purpose. And like, for example, this would be like passing a law, right?
Yeah.
So, if you support, right, this type of idea, this type of concept, then what you do is you buy a cryptocurrency with fiat or money or whatever, and you invest into this idea, and then you watch it evolve, which is kind of what you're doing. But the technology that's coming from this is very useful.
Yeah,
it's very useful.
There's a lot of interesting correlations between decentralization of the monetary system and government, and there's other areas. And I think that this is like an ethos that will build a community of self-improvement. And ultimately, we do want to become the best crypto traders and benefit from the entire world market. But we want to give back to our community. We want to use that world currencies that we can bring into our home, bring into our community as we spend it collectively as people in our neighborhoods, in our cities and towns, so that the whole value grows by then keeping the money in the crypto circulation. Because once people get into crypto, they can keep their money circulating locally without the credit card siphoning the money out and investing for whatever these banks trust in.
Yeah, through
and I have the solution for that.
Mechanical.
But yeah, there's the money system we need to decentralize. Militarism is at the heart of the problem of people seeking to use force without threat. Personally, I believe that there's a whole onboarding that we have to know how to defend our country if we get to that point. But I'd also argue we all know who the neocons are. We all know who the neoliberals are now, probably better than ever with Kamala and Biden running, and that's a huge problem. The propaganda will be a huge solution with the e-democracy, because we'll get at the root, the heart of arguments and debates. The legal system will be totally reformed, because we can also have the right to citizen grand jury in 6 states that exist, where we can challenge any law case, any politician with a lawsuit. We can investigate, we can have subpoenas, all paid for by the state. And this could get at the root of so many problems in this country, from 9/11 to the vaccine mandates for public workers, to the and layoffs, for people that resisted that, and so many other things. Just to and pollution. Like Kennedy talks about, we have to have clean water and air. We take care of our community. We take care of our health. We seek to end all wars, and we have a transparent communication system between the public and the law. We have world peace.
Yeah, here's the thing. We have such a problem now with lawmakers just kind of taking the reins and just doing whatever they want. And unfortunately, some of these lawmakers have special interests that aren't in our best interest. And I think that that's where things got a little mucky, and we really need to pull that back as a society. I think that's our responsibility.
So there, right? Thank you for sharing that, because that sounds like the second type of policy you personally would vote on in an aggregating list of votes. You'd say blockchain voting, stop lobbyists, control, right, is any way possible. If the Supreme Court says it's legal, we at least have transparency. You want to know the cheapest, most effective ballot measure that will make everybody smile, that you could have influence in your community, is called NASCAR jackets, and it was created by a billionaire in California, just like the George Carlton joke, to make corporations wear the logos of the corporate sponsors on their jacket. It costs next to no dollars in taxpayer money, and it gets the job done. Every time they're in public media, when they have to speak to anybody, they have to look like an absolute clown with all their sell-off items. selling off the state and the people at the highest bidder. We get to expose that. It's a very simple ballot measure to file. It's a very fun ballot measure to get behind. It gets everyone to laugh when they want to sign it, because I got to work on this. They were paying like $3 a signature in California. It was hilarious and it was fun, bro. And we can do this in every state. It actually gets to the heart of that problem, because Citizens United says they can get paid as much as they want. So what else do you do but public transparency? And it's not going to come from some report hidden away on a state file that someone's going to have to look up and search forever to find. It's going to happen when it's right there in the face. So every fool watching the television God box that brainwashes them to believe these liars, they finally see. They finally see. And that's
yeah, we've kind of reached an age now where, you know, like the whole Wizard of Oz thing is really becoming true. Like we're getting an opportunity to see who's behind the curtain a little bit.
But let's expose them, and you can file it in your community if you're a voter, and that's what you should be, because we don't want to have Marxism take over, turn us to a third world country. Okay, especially in Texas, you have a lot of problems going on with immigration there, like crazy, like Arizona. They're just feeding off of our taxes. They just suck the money out for them, and you know what? I like people. I want an open border. I love the libertarian argument, but there's so much concern with the George Soros agenda that is not going to work in this this regulated market that we have. And the ultimate last point is the utopian dream of having a complete free market in the world and total anarchy is completely unrealistic, because if one element does not want to participate, it's never going to work out for everybody else that tries. That's what I believe, because we are dependent on Mexico to be as equally fair and having freedom for their people, and we cannot depend on that in the United States. But guess what? Mexico has a right to the initiative. It's up to them, and they're the losers that are letting their country go to shit. I hate to say it, but it's true, because they have the right to state initiative for the state of Mexico as a country, and that's why they're fucked, because they don't know their own civics, just like people in this country. But we got to have heart and hopefully wake people up peacefully and just enjoy the ride, that we now are the deciders of our future, and enjoy that a lot more than just being the witnesses of the future that they create for us. And it all comes down to the power of the pen.
Right. Well, I think that what you're doing again is great, you know, and so what I want to take a look at too, also, is I want to see kind of where so if people want to get involved with this token, right? If they want to purchase this token and they want to get involved, I want to drive that back, and so can you show is this all on where can people purchase this token?
They should be tried on your Phantom wallet, and let me know from your side if you just type in ballot AI if it shows up, please, in the search.
Okay. I got to go find my phone. I don't have my phone near me right now.
Okay.
But
okay, I don't know if you can do it on your laptop, or otherwise it is simply Meteora Dex. Let me open this up here again. I was just there.
I don't want to. I've learned very easily not to share things on my laptop when I'm sharing video on my laptop.
Don't want to expose a password or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I've seen that happen to so many streamers where they just
it's cool when you do the wallets here, it doesn't show up. When I have one screen selected, well, maybe that's the difference, because if you were showing the whole screen, it would show. But my wallet doesn't show up here because I have a screen. But here we go. It's Meteora Dex, and check it out. It's under the tab. Let's go back. Pools, right? So we're over here on the main page. Dynamic pools. Go to here. Ballot. Let's type that in. Ballot AI. So we've got 17,000 locked, and the market cap's pretty decent. And you know what? It's just so small that this is designed to 1,000x from where we are right now. 1,000x. When we get to 25 billion market cap, like many top cryptos are, let's go take a look at who we're competing with. That's like our target goal, our first goal. And it's pretty cool where we are right here. Okay. I want to keep that window open, but I'm going to just keep another one at CoinGecko real quick and see who's at around 25 billion, right? But here's the reason, because again, the 16 billion was around the estimate of how much was spent 2 years ago. Every 4 years, it's always greater in general because of presidential election. But yeah, Yeah. Oh, 25 billion is pretty huge. That would mean we'd have to be above Tron.
Hold on. I don't think so. I'm having trouble seeing what you're showing me. Can you scroll around?
Oh yeah, no. I could. You should still see the same screen, right? Oh yeah, I see what's going on here. I'll show you a different one. That just shows the market cap in the pools, right, on Meteora
I
Dex.
see it better now. Okay.
Meteora. Yeah, you see that? Yeah,
I got all these screens here.
Okay.
I'm looking at so many things.
But that's where to
So
buy it. The key is go to the website, Ballot AI, read it, join the Telegram, and it's all there to help.
here it
I
is.
got some documents in there. We have some cool stuff going on, just like a lot of photos we're going to be using for our social media, which I'm really excited about because that's where I'm going to start doing the airdrop. We have all the tools set up to do the airdrop to you. Let me put a different website in here.
Okay.
Oh, what am I typing in? CoinGecko. Yeah. We have tons of photos. We have some videos, and the goal is to get people to share them, and then and have a reward on X we can do with a hashtag. Because I found a tool that I can pay for where allow me to track all of the hashtags that are created by communities. Okay, and then we can reward people. See, I mean, like I found the tool. It's a little thing that exists called Phantom Buster. And
Okay.
find hashtags. So I can do that and reward people. The goal is I know this is not going to happen immediately, and this market cap is going to grow huge. But what's at the market cap around 25 billion, and Lido's there at 35. Tron is 22. But our goal is 25 because that's a 1,000x from where we are now, and that's about the value of the ballot measure, the ballot initiative industry just in the United States alone. That's my estimate. Is 16 billion last year. I bet you it's like 25 billion this election. Well, no, I might be able to ask Grok. I'm gonna actually try that. Let's see. I'll do that. Let's see.
Huh.
Yeah, you know, it'd be wonderful if your followers would follow X.com because I have some real campaigns I need help with right now to get Elon's attention if I can, but maybe it's past due. I already just got the confirmation for work for him. That's the Alex Jones video that I posted where he says direct democracy is needed right now.
Yeah, Alex Jones, man, you know, he had a lot of really interesting ideas and concepts, and he exposed a lot of things, like, you know, with 9/11. I think that was his biggest one.
Continuously, he is at the tip of the spear still today. You know, he just got bailed out in part by I think Elon Musk. Like he's going huge. Look at this.
But the Sandy Hook thing was
Oh, well, yeah, but you know what? It's bound to happen when you have trained actors at the same event. The problem is people got killed, but there's trained actors, and that's what was never uncovered by that lawsuit. What Alex Jones needs is a citizen grand jury. There's video footage of people going in and out, the same people going in and out the same school, creating a scene for something like the media to speculate on. It basically made it a setup for someone like Alex Jones to have to report on because it was so obvious, because that's how the elite work. They like to throw the obvious lie right in front of your faces. So it seems so unbelievable that they can't even believe what's going on. And yeah, I know people got killed there. And I think that's a problem is Alex Jones got sued. And he even admitted that he believed people got killed there. But they took the fact that he said it's a hoax because he was talking about the part of it that is a hoax. And they sued him over the thing that he even agreed with them. Like, the fact that he didn't have the right to say there was a part of the situation that was an inside job potentially that needed to be investigated was a huge violation of his First Amendment and should be brought to the citizen grand jury. Because unless they actually investigate those actors who were involved in those police departments in the deep state, which they never did, that was never brought to trial, they would never actually get at the truth of what actually happened at Sandy Hook. Look, the last citizen grand jury was for the Oklahoma City bombing. There was a lot of people that said that was a hoax too, people from within the military. They never got sued and destroyed in reputation like Alex Jones. He got destroyed because of who he is at always being the tip of the spear. They sued him for more than anyone had ever been sued in world history, more than like all the country's GDP or something. Like all these countries, like you got to look up the amount that tried to sue him in the billions, okay? And and just realize how ridiculous this is. And I really believe that he should have had the right, and we shouldn't judge him for that. Look at 99.99% of the things that he's warned us about that the deep state was going to do, like even just the vaccine thing. And witness that he's been right on so many things. 9/11, everything, bro. And if you haven't paid attention, he's been right this whole time. He just said the other day on the 5th that direct democracy is the solution. And I would love you all to take a small bet on what I'm doing. And check it out. If you could be a joiner, you'd get a call like Trump Shuffle. I called it 1000x just the other day. I have a whole little portfolio of memes. I have a strategy, a long-term meme, a Trump-related meme strategy, and you're all welcome to partake in my mad meme skills of the Ballot AI Telegram. Okay, so be a part of it. Just get a little Ballot AI. It's totally open for everybody, actually, and it's right in actually the Ballot AI wallet. You could just see what I'm holding. It's cool. But I also have like more alpha I want to share, and the key is,
are you?
Why do
so
we need this? Because
I got to ask this question. I got to ask this question real quick. So going back.
Last point though. Last point about the citizen grand jury, Oklahoma City. Please, last point, most crucial.
Yeah.
Because there's so many crises in our history of the country and the world that go on like this that never go investigated unless we put it on the ballot. We'll never have a chance to know. We'll never have justice. This is a petition for justice, liberty, and freedom. So now thank you for letting me share that, because I know it's controversial, but until we launch our free speech debate platform, I'm intelligent enough to know I don't know what I do not know. And if other people at that level of humility, we should all have open ideas for debate at all times.
It's interesting you say that, because, even nowadays, seeing isn't believing anymore, because we've got AI creating videos for stuff that looks very realistic. It looks and you can merge that technology in with real video, right? And
it could trick us. Like they could sync me and say, I'm launching a new meme token for a policy that's for this petition, and actually take that money and try to put a horrible petition on the ballot that's like to take away people's freedom. And that's why I have to have it hard coded eventually, but it has to not violate the non-aggression principle. That would be a really interesting use of AI to actually understand ethics to that degree.
Right. So I really believe that, just kind of bringing it back, because, we understand there's a lot of things going on, conspiracies coming real. But really going back to the whole crypto aspect of where Ballot AI kind of plays its part in all of this is, I believe that, what really stood out to me about your project, and what was interesting to me about it, was the direct connection between the people and politician, and because we lost that, and we're really, I don't know if we even need to get back to that, but the point I'm trying to prove here is that with what you're doing, it is kind of helping us, explore our options a little bit more, options we may not have known were readily available to us with this new technology.
Absolutely.
And so, by getting behind Ballot AI, and just the concept alone would really, I think, kind of experimentally help us, critically solve some of these real world problems that we haven't been able to solve, because we've got some really bad people involved in preventing us from solving those problems. But with this new technology now that
here's
we
the
have,
craziest thing though. Yes, you're right.
Solve these problems
but
now.
This is the coolest part, but I have to even be more enlightened about the situation. And by the way, check out Jesus on Soul. Look at this lowest point. I think this one's going to pop later, bro. That's why I put this here. Jesus on Soul. Right? Yeah. But here's the funniest thing. We don't even need the technology to do it. It just makes it easier. I mean, honestly, we could do it with our cell phones and a printer right now. And I knew this before I really was getting into crypto. Here's another one I got for you, RFK. I mean, I called that one early. I've been calling now. It's another 1000x gainer. I called that way early. I bought these a while. All the Trump-related memes I could find that were low, that had good pools. Trump derangement syndrome, been making some bank, although that still hasn't even had the mega pump yet. And And then I got this one that I was trying to point out that was also Jesus on Soul. Okay.
Yeah,
Get a little pump. And the key is we take our profits from these great meme coins that are going to get massive communities. We build our community step by step with our profits and lock it into contracts and build out our software. Because I'm going to have these MVPs here soon. It's going to be so cool. That signer finder API will be linked to the staking. So you just stake a certain amount. Like we'll do one of the years, we'll set an amount. We'll probably do no. It won't even. We'll probably do it for. I'm going to do that one for every day. If you want to do it for one single day, I want everyone to have access to this tool. We'll just have to figure out how that works because there's a little AI cost. Maybe there's a fee, like a fee to stake to have access to AI, a percentage of the stake or something. I'm not sure, but at least it has it there. And we're going to plug that in. So anyone you want to promote the next time you're able to speak to a whole audience of people in your town in Texas about getting into crypto, getting into utility projects you might be into, getting into the future of Bitcoin and all, the financial world that you want to preach, then you could use Signer Finder, in fact, to get out there and know where the people are going to be to pass out those flyers quickly. How cool would that be?
Right, exactly. And I think that, if we could somehow integrate the idea of being able to earn rewards through the concept of crypto, and maybe be a little more open-minded to new things.
How about just collecting a signature on paper? You get some free cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get back to having fun again. With everything that we do, it just seems like we took things really, really serious, and we lost our, ability to have fun and stuff. And so, crypto,
I love it, bro. It is petitioning is it is fun, bro. It is, and it's so right on. It's fun, and everyone should do it. We should find our favorite issues, but we need to have our community because we kind of spin our wheels when we're not organized because we could collect all the signatures all day and not get it on the ballot unless we have our critical mass. And we're going to need like a solid 250 people in your city out there if you're by Austin or you're by one of the other Dallas or something.
And what's great about good ideas is, there's not a whole lot of that you really need to organize when you have a good idea, right? Like,
what if we make a reserve for Texas as a state's already doing a Bitcoin reserve. But you need the blockchain voting in your community, like you said. And I want to show you, I already have the model legislation. We can write it for your town as an initiative. And we can process it through here. We can get the tokens going. You can meet people to buy the tokens to contribute towards that growth so that once we reach the market cap, we get the whole world investing it after 80K or 70K. It gets on all the decentralized exchanges. We liquidate a portion.
You're talking about doing this on Pump Fund.
Well, we have our own. We have our own internal. Okay. And we're gonna go back to that because you have to be a staker in ballot.finance to be part of the launchpad.
Because I just recently launched a token out there here called Crypto Jesus.
Yeah, I got some in my wallet.
Yeah, and so it's going up a little bit. I've noticed, which is interesting. So I'm kind of playing around with the concept of it, and really just kind of seeing, what I can do with it now that this is a thing.
I think it could be to raise awareness as we have these nonprofits that are legal in the U.S. with IRS to not pay any taxes, simply to be an educational outlet and teach them about the non-aggression principle that Jesus promoted. That is inherent in the blockchain of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that do not have inflation from their mathematical value alone.
And that's the way it should be. Honestly, we've got all of these manipulative tactics now with fiat, and that's really what we need to pull away from, banks and banksters and stuff like that are really kind of messing up the whole ecosystem for everybody. And that's why we're here where we are now, with crypto. We the people decided we wanted something better, and our elected officials didn't want to listen to us, so we went ahead and did it anyway. So now we have crypto. They fought it the whole way through. They didn't want it, but here it is.
Yep.
And so now they pretty much have to abide by it. What's interesting about that is, we didn't have to organize that. It just happened. Like, they just threw the white paper of Bitcoin out into the open, and everybody kind of figured it out, for what it was. So good things,
the good people figured it out.
Good always triumphs over evil. Evil will always organize, right?
There's greedy people that, purposely are ignorant of it and want others to be. So they will not. They will do anything they can to keep people from exiting their matrix.
The technology here is really what's key, and that's, take money out of the equation just for a minute. Yeah, you do need it to do things with, but if you have a good idea, man, like something like this, all you really got to do is just get it out to the masses and let people figure it out for themselves. Like, okay, and then they're going to ask, well, how do I get involved? If it's something good that feels good, right, which this feels good, because it's promoting positive change, right, then people would want to get behind that and ask how they can get behind it. So it looks like the best way to get behind it would be on this staking platform here that you have developed.
Absolutely. In the Telegram group, that's where you get it. Your first Telegram education. The first rule of gold is never invest in something you do not understand. And I that's what made me Bitcoin rich during the pandemic.
I don't know, man. I bought some things that I didn't fully understand and made.
I know, but look, I'm just of course, that is from the richest man of Babylon. It is the Mesopotamian tablets of the story of the slave who paid his way out of slavery following the rules of gold. And it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. Great book. My Qigong Kung Fu master, grandmaster, told me to read when I was younger, before I got into investing. When I learned about Bitcoin, I applied its principles to Bitcoin. Back then it was gold. I applied it to Bitcoin and I dollar cost averaged. I paid myself first. And that's how I stocked my Bitcoin through the bear market and into the bull market. And I was able to save myself during the pandemic. As a petitioner, we had everything shut down in the middle of the petition drive because we could not be out there at the stores and malls asking people to sign. I'm sure you can imagine. And so they shut it down, and I was in lockdown practically in Arizona, a little more lenient. A little later, they opened it up. But Bitcoin saved my life during that entire time for like 2 years. I got one token that I rode to the moon, and it was a decentralized exchange, which is why some of my topic tokens for this bull market are also decentralized exchanges, because the yield that I got off of providing to the liquidity pool of Bitcoin and their token rode me through the bull market with so many more profits than I would have had if I just like sold my Bitcoin to pay my bills. I had the yield and I did that. Now, this is amazing. I hope our platform can get to that level when we have a high enough market cap that people could like live off of it, and it could. It's mathematically built to do that, but we need to get better yield, and the yield farms will have to provide that. And I need almost more tokens to distribute through them, and that would be part of my goal. Because if we had enough people that could earn enough yield to live off of, that were true patriots and activists for their countries, we would do that for the purpose that once we are financially free, how else do we want to spend our time? I personally want to be involved in my community to make it better, to stop the corruption in my state, to stop problems with the police department, the taxes, other kind of maybe regulators and problems that go on, corruption that I know happens in the state that needs to stop, problems that affect children, and so forth. And we get the community. That's how we afford our time, get anything on the ballot, and even get paid back with ballot AI tokens. It's a long-term project.
What's happening right now is, and this is really cool, and this idea is great, is that what we're seeing is we're kind of seeing like an evolutionized version of like social media and money, where people are they're creating their own money with their own concepts and beliefs behind it, things that they stand behind that has true value to them, and they're applying that to the currencies that they're developing. And they're selling that currency to the general public and saying, hey, I stand for this. Will you support me? And I think that that's really cool, because eventually what's going to end up happening, I think, is that as we approach this whole multi-currency world, I think that social crediting, it's already being engineered now here in America, right? And I think that the concept that's already been delivered is that through social media, through a new concept of social media, you can create your own currency in this media platform, right? And you can apply your concepts and ideas to it just like you do on your wall, only it's in a currency, right? And people who support your ideas and things on this social media platform can buy your currency, and then that currency can be used for whatever ecosystem that you choose to use it for. I think that's where we're headed.
Let me tell you the simplest, coolest thing that I figured out, and you can do this with Crypto Jesus coin. Any coin can do this. Anyone can create their own coin for a real purpose. That once you have enough community, as long as you were the first buyer, I mean, you want to be the first ultimately as the creator of the token, and you buy up a significant amount at the lowest price it is. Just buy up as much as you can for the sake of the project. You can have a portion that you can give away to people for incentives, which is what ultimately you have to do to get people in. So like that's I ultimately for liquidity farms to even just create new liquidity, you can give yield, give them tokens out and staking rewards. So you lock the contract and you extend the stability of the token longer, so it doesn't crash rapidly if there's any kind of FUD. Someone put some hate, jargon on the internet to slander your project or something. Like you get the
Right.
stability, and then you have the ability to take a portion. This is the best part, and I mentioned this about the utility of the policy tokens. Everyone that stakes will have first access to before it hits all the decentralized exchange. We burn a portion, we liquidate a portion into US dollars so we can pay workers. The burned portion gets totally out of circulation. The value of all the token holders fundamentally stays the same, but there's more scarcity. So that as soon as trades start to happen again, it all gets recalculated and the value goes up. And it's really an interesting phenomenon. And we can liquidate and take money out of this crypto space, out of the ether, so to speak, through the numbers. We have to invest in it, but it does grow. It does grow in value. And we withdraw it at a much higher value than we originally put into it, making a flywheel effect to our current economic model, where we can take our US dollars, put it into the crypto, get more crypto out, get more US dollars that then needs to be spent on certain things for the stability of just common market transactions, like
Well,
paying a
that's
petitioner, paying
well,
for
that's
pizza, going out to somewhere else, spending in a movie where you spend dollars, today, or keeping it stable for the merchant that isn't yet investing in volatile tokens. So we need to have that segue. And
and that's the whole wealth transfer that's happening right now. Like, instead of so people, right, our wealth is dollars, right? We there's a lot of people believe in the value of the dollar more than they believe in gold collectively, because people use dollars every day over gold, right? So there's more investors in the dollar than there is in gold, is all I'm saying, and there's more people using dollars than there is gold. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we're tired of this old system. We want to move our wealth into something better, different. And it's almost like most people don't really fully understand why that's happening, but it's happening regardless, because one, it's a better system, it's more secure, right? And two, the possibilities behind it are just far more exceeding than that if we were to keep fiat paper currency. But in actuality, the real wealth, if I were to really pinpoint it, I mean, it is gold and
now
precious
it's Bitcoin.
metals,
It's Michael Saylor. It's
you know.
it's people
But
like that have the real wealth.
we
Countries
have
like
digital
Bhutan.
gold. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have digital gold now, which is Bitcoin. Yeah,
Bhutan, man, they were stocking Bitcoin all that time in
yeah,
secret.
it's got a capped amount, which makes it, it makes it a hard asset. You can't just magically print a bunch of Bitcoins out of thin air like you can the dollar.
Yeah. This is going
Um,
to say change to Florida. and I hope you've been able to see these cool NFTs here. But yeah, the
Oh, you got
NFTs we don't have.
video.
We don't have these ready yet. We're gonna have a secondary version. They're kind of cool and stylized like this. But the first ones are the high end ones. Those are the Ethereum ones. The other ones will be more affordable. But yeah, everyone will have some stake in this. You can buy it by going to the mint page, and it goes to your wallet if anyone's curious. But yeah, these are cool because they're ready for the metaverse. And check out this dual utility. I mean, I just kind of figured this out. Oh, what was this? This was something else I had. Oh yeah, you can get your NFT. Oh, you know what? I got to fix this. This was in 2023. See how back I am? I was working on this last year in 2023, over a year and a half ago. I got to update the API key, so you can't even buy the NFT right now. But the cool thing is that these NFTs are metaverse ready. So we're going to create a system where we actually will produce these that can go into certain metaverse platforms. And we want to program with AI. We will program them so that they can virtually imitate you, or you give them pitches, and it will do it in their own avatar voice. And they'll walk around and they will pitch people on petitions in the metaverse, giving us a way to cross continent people all over the world about the same policy tokens that affect us worldwide, to petition them for crypto in the metaverse. And the cool thing is we get to go into metaverses that aren't yet into crypto. Like there's some metaverses that are for crypto, but that's part of the change of like bringing
Other
people.
dimensions.
So we get to go to other metaverses, messing with like young gamers and stuff, and rich kids that have their new VR sets, their parents got them. And, we'll be able to pitch them on getting into crypto and why to be a part of their solution in the future with these avatars. So these ones have the highest value today because they are already built. But these ones I know for a fee, we're going to be able to get them built. And I have to figure out, I'll get a good developer. And we're going to take these 2D, they're actually 2D. They look 3D, but we're going to get those turned into 3D models to have the same benefit in these metaverses. And so we have to set the price accordingly to pay that person to build that.
I think everything needs to integrate. I think that's kind of where we're headed, is that everything that you purchase in the crypto space needs to kind of flow over seamlessly to whatever layer or blockchain that you go to. I think that's the world we're going to right now. And with AI being embedded into quantum computing, and this whole idea now of photons being used to transfer information instantaneously, it's just mind blowing that we can now do these things.
On that topic, that actually has to do with fiber optics. I mean, that's photons.
We're talking real time now, finally, on the internet.
Like quantum something. Quantum.
Yeah, so
quantum computing.
Quantum computing.
Oh yeah.
Is now fast, and they figured out a way. It has something to do with the transfer of quantum teleportation of photons. They can now send information instantaneously, is what they're claiming.
No, I'm quite familiar with that, and it's
now we have real time.
I know that it's scientifically there's some details there, but I don't want to go into right now because I have to reverse myself on the topic. Yeah, but I know about it, and that is the future where we can communicate with faster international communication. Although the internet's doing great right now, we will advance there. That's for like space, communication. You'd think, but satellites still work fast, so we'll see what's going to be with that.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because with your comment about Web3 and VR integration and us really diving into the fintech world through that visualization or way, if you will, I think that kind of grooms the next society in a world that isn't exactly realistic. Like when they talk about like the Matrix and stuff, right, there's things built around us physically to kind of make things appear the way that they're supposed to, but now we can do things digitally, right? So now we can just kind of pull things out of thin air, like money and clothes and people and stuff like that, and really manifest these things instantaneously rather than having to put any effort in to build them necessarily, except with the code. And so with this new generation of people, right, and the concepts like ballot AI, which is, and I'm really trying to drive this home, is that if we can like create a centralized place, since Web3 is the thing now, right? So if we can create like a centralized real estate on this Web3 platform, something, it doesn't have to be expensive, but and give people a place to virtually using VR to come to these things as
Oh
if
yeah,
they
no, we can do that.
as if they were to do them physically, right?
Well, that's the idea of these NFTs too.
And interact with the avatars and
Oh, you
interact
got
with
it.
the
You got it.
NFTs that you're
We're going to have a
developing.
third wave of NFTs because we want to have thousands and thousands of people. This one's only got 52. This one's got 200. Actually, it's going to have like 400 for the second batch, which is just shy of what we're going to actually do is two people for every country in the world, a man and a woman. And then we're going to have thousands in the last third NFT round. That's we're going to do all kinds of cool characters. Like we'll just have we got to get creative. We want to have them all be individual and unique. And it's going to be really fun when we get to that point in the art stage and we're building that. But yeah, everyone will have the access once they're built into the VR to be in the room virtually if they want, because this is my VR designer guy for these avatars was talking about. And we could have a meeting together and it would just be a common place to hang out. You can do it even from the computer without the headset, which is probably more my style, but I like that it would be our community of the investors that are here that were part of this from the beginning, who had the right intention in the heart that we wanted to be the directors of the new world we plan to live in, where the people are in control and we have a more decentralized model of taking action. And all these NFTs become like the kingmakers, like the people that own the NFTs are helping participate in creating new kings and queens in our land of people with wealth that can help others in a positive way, that can be affluent and give back to their communities directly, and show the world that money doesn't have to be for hoarding and for just this concept of like just generational wealth, because knowledge is free and any child, anyone has the ability to learn with the internet to create unsurmountable wealth if they put their effort into it. Nothing's worse than giving huge amounts of money to a child that can just go waste it on a life that they didn't even have to earn. And like all these rich brats the elite have brought up and destroyed our world that run the politics today. What we need is, I believe, a generation intelligence that's for free information, education, so that we can all lift ourselves out of poverty, understanding our financial system's core inherent faults and our government's inherent faults of lack of community and centralization at its core. And so decentralization is the solution.
Yeah.
This is the key, crypto petitioners, and the 6 winners will win an astrobot. And out of these astrobots, there are 6 advanced astrobots, and I have a few others that are lower levels, but these give advanced access to arguably one of the top cryptocurrency projects out there for artificial intelligence research that exists. Okay, and I've been a member of this, and I'll pull it up on the screen. That's an old link. Because mind you, this is an old site that hasn't been updated. Like I'm still building everything. One CEO building everything without employees at all yet. Okay. But here we go. Token metrics, and token metrics just launched a token. I'll put you all up on some game on the base network. So, how's your base network portfolio going, my friend?
Mine right now, it's going pretty good. I mean, I've got some tokens that I bought from Base. I had a friend of mine that I was working and doing shows with. He introduced it to me actually initially because you get so mixed in with so many different things on crypto. It's easy to miss some. But
of course, you
he said, hey, developing tokens on Base Network, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And
check out this token, bro.
Yeah,
look at this stable line, bro. Look at the stable line growing right here. What is this signal? This is just going to go like this, and then there's going to be some percolation happening, and it's going to go pop. And this is a new token. It was just launched back on December 4th. Okay, and I truly believe in this company. The first ICO back in 2015 I bought into, thanks to the founder Ian Bellina, turned $400 into $40K. and in a very short amount of time, over some months, like we're about to go into in the parabolic time. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if this one has the same effect like so many others, and it's on base, and it's a great token. Those astrobots are part of this community that give you unlimited access to their, at least the advanced features. So you get so much alpha as a trader, as an investor. And you know what you're talking about earlier, you want to build your community as well. I'd love to be a part of that. This is some of the alpha I bring to the table that I can give people access when I log in with my MetaMask. We can go check out what the AI is saying of what's going to be the hot next new tool to invest in, the utility token or meme coin. And we can brainstorm logic, find some other sentiments. You know what they do, man? They take like 39 different vectors of crypto potentials, like whether it's the community, the dev team, the code security and audits, and all these different factors, and they mesh them all together into the AI, and they give you predictions. And they also use indicators, they're
Yeah.
using trade indicators and stuff, and this AI is getting on some hot stuff. It's like an
Everything
AI
is
agent, but
everything is kind of algorithmically run. The system is using algorithms to control people with money.
market
It's
cap is 33 million, and that's just really, really still small. It's not even in the billions yet. And I see this definitely $1 billion one. So I'm going to take profits out of this and hopefully learn to use all its tools most effectively during this bull market as well, so that I can take my profits and put them into buying new Ballot AI token if I need to distribute for actually the core dev cost of building our other smart contracts and expanding it. And we have to republish the site and launch. That always costs a lot of Solana. So we're gonna build it though, and being a member of this community, you're going to definitely be in my team to, share alpha. I'd show you the Telegram, but yeah, that's right on the main site. And that's what I want. I want people to join the Telegram, be part of it, and start communicating, telling your neighbors, telling your crypto family what to
it
do.
really just right, and I will, and it really just kind of boils down to like education and knowledge of what it is we're exactly doing
It's
here.
so deep.
Like, going back to this whole Bitcoin reserve thing.
Yeah.
That's something we've been building on for over a decade now. So just the idea that we're talking about a Bitcoin reserve now, I don't know, it just seems kind of funny to me. And then the other part here is like, what people are collectively building their own reserves for things, right? Liquidity pools. So like, to me, it just, with this here, I really do think that if we were to just create something where we can just all collectively come together, like, okay, we got this crypto developer here with this idea, this crypto developer here with this idea, and maybe let's all come together and see if we can collaborate on an overall project using APIs to connect our cryptocurrencies, right? And kind of see if we can build upon each other, and maybe that, because we have like millions of coins being developed on pump.fun and all these automation apps and AI apps now.
Oh, sure. The
It's
AI,
hard to do anything anymore. So all I'm saying is that
AI agents.
I really do believe that building a centralized, decentralized, right? But
It's decentralized, but we're all in one place. It's still decentralized.
Like we want to decentralize from the old process, but we also still kind of want to create like a centralized library for knowledge, so that
right. And likewise, centralized library for top policy that limits government interference with our liberty, our freedom, and that prevents us from having justice. That's it.
Yeah, the government is stirring our knowledge base.
Yeah.
And really that's what makes blockchain so important, is that it protects our libraries of knowledge, so that it prevents like government entities and other entities from coming in and doing, nasty things. And not saying that government only does bad things, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gets kind of weird, right? So, what you're doing here with Ballot AI, I think it's gold as far as bringing people together on concepts and ideas. We've had it. This is just a new cool way to do it. I think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
So
you're
like one
breaking
of the
it.
things I want to do is oops, wrong site. I want to go and show people how we can, as our community, have an account at least with you.com. This is one of the top like AI agents I'm using. Okay.
Okay.
And there's probably others that really do great too. Oh, let me see. This is one of those things where, yeah, I don't want people to log in. So I should have it locked. It's supposed to be. Oh, okay. I just do this.
Yeah, you're gonna want to be careful with that.
No, it's pretty cool. It logs in with a text message.
Oh, you can do it from your phone. Good. Okay.
Yeah, let me see. Oh no, excuse me, an email.
I was asking you to.
But yeah, you know what I'm about to do, because I'm going to be in Florida and I have not done this task. So this is really cool to do on air because it's part of what I'm leaving for. Actually, supposedly tomorrow. So I should actually be leaving, but I'm so glad to have this talk because it's also part of the hype. I have to pack. I'm going to stay up a little bit later tonight and pack, getting ready to leave. Okay, really soon. And I'm going to be doing the petitions for the marijuana and gaming, getting everything set up. And I want to stop in Tallahassee and file a ballot measure for a Bitcoin reserve in Florida.
I mean, that would be good. I think Bitcoin reserves definitely need to be a discussion.
I'm going to see if it's even possible for me to pull that off real quick, because if I do get away with this, I'm going to pay all my petitioners a little bonus out of my own pay to collect that extra signature. And I'm going to get a whole team of us to take over the Bitcoin Miami conference entrance and get all the people down there behind it. That's my plan. So let me see. So write the law. Wait, I got to pick the right one. This is under research. Okay. Write a law for a ballot initiative for the ballot initiative in Florida that creates a secure Bitcoin reserve as a I'm just going to write this as a type of rainy day fund and hurricane relief should the state need hurricane relief or other major funding needs in the future, with strategic spending limits to never spend all of the Bitcoin and ensure secure deposits for the future of Florida state. See, it's just something like that. It's and you know what, AI is like literally that good. Okay, and I'm going to say include formatting precisely to Florida state election policy and draft as it would be written for a ballot initiative ready to be signed by voters. There we go. Just something real simple like that. Watch what it does. And it's so good. The cool thing about the ballot initiative process is it wasn't designed to be something so difficult that any ordinary citizen was concerned could get involved in. It's designed in a way that you don't have to be a lawyer with a law degree that's passed the bar to understand law enough to write it correctly. All you need is to understand logic and common English to describe exactly what you want to accomplish as it would be written as a law. And to be familiar with that, you can just read some of your state law. You can see how it's written. It's written in more or less plain English, in fact, and it should be. And we can write our ballot measures like that. Some of the key, legalese kind of details, for example, or difficult things to describe that would have to be written in a certain way legally to be passed into the state are actually the requirement of the attorney general to interpret, the secretary of state, and for the attorney general. And then so they can rewrite it slightly, but it has to keep the same intention of the founders of that measure.
So this thing right here, just it writes out stuff in a way where it's, or rather, it creates legal documents or legal forms. Is that, or maybe that's not the right term? Maybe I shouldn't use legal, but it's creating forms that you can certainly send to an official or
What you do is you send them to your neighbors so they print it out by PDF. What we do is our goal is to get all the followers following ballot_AI
okay,
and
you're
the
creating ballots.
subsequent. Uh,
Okay.
we're going to have the syndication of different states like Florida Ballot AI, Arizona Ballot AI, and so forth, so that as soon as people are following that, all they need to do is see the tweet, because we can tweet a PDF and they can share it and share it with share it and share it, and it goes on. All we need is to get 1 million tweets passed around from people sharing with their friends on X, because then we can print it out. We can have our neighbor sign it. That's a cool thing. It's funny about ballot initiatives. You can't sign your own. You can collect a signature from somebody else. Okay, because you have to be the witness on the back of the form. You sign, I am the witness who witnessed this person signing. So we all have to have a buddy. We all have to team up with at least one other person to be a part of that, so we can each sign for each other. But we build a whole community so we can have like meeting places and places where we can all get together and share and sign these other petitions once. And that's how we can rapidly get things on the ballot. All right, I just drafted this bill, ballot initiative, Florida Secure Bitcoin Reserve Act, constitutional amendment to establish a secure Bitcoin reserve as part of Florida State Emergency Fund. That's a lot of signatures. Okay, it's Article 10 of the Constitution of the State of Florida, hereby amended by adding Section 32 to read, Florida Secure Bitcoin Reserve. You see, and it goes on. And I can share this with you if you can tweet this, if you want to share this about what we're building or something. I'll put it on my post. But that's
And these
exactly
are
what I'm doing.
signatures. These are signatures that have to be handwritten, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and the reason I ask that question is because we're in a digital age now, and so with ballot AI, it would almost seem like we would have to really kind of change the way that ballots are handled before ballot AI can really expand in the market of.
No, I know what you're saying. We all want to have digital petitions. It's cool, man. It's cool, but we don't need to. We can do paper, because you know why? That's the old-fashioned way. The people that signed this Constitution with pen. We want to meet our neighbors. We want to be there. We want to see the magic happen as people authenticate. Our souls are on the line here. I came up with the idea that it's literally like this concept of all of our souls in love for the world's future, getting together and elevating the consciousness to the point where the signature is the frequency of our vibration manifest on the paper that sends a shockwave to the corruption that blocks our progress. And the signature is the frequency of the soul. And we are elevating the humanity by using the pen rather than the sword as our democracy, in our pinnacle of truth, at the pinnacle of democracy, as a direct democracy, ourselves deciding on the law. The signature is more powerful than any standing army. And we all need to be the deciders of our future ourselves with the power of the magic of the pen to cast a spell of the language of freedom, to cast a positive, to open a portal towards a positive dimension where we manifest a future meant for human flourishing, where we can all
No,
thrive.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying with everything, but I want to keep it crypto.
We can put it on the ballot. Okay, they can sign in Arizona.
Really good.
There you go. That we can. Hey, if you want to launch that sounds like their third idea. Bitcoin voting. We have NASCAR jackets and digital petitions.
It could work, man. It really could. It's just all about.
There's old schoolers though. So
teaching people how
there's
to
old
use it.
schoolers, and my thought is like the blockchain voting. What I see is a paper ballot that has a blockchain verification. So if we have a segue to that world, the future is ours. That's what I see. But not to be too radical that we cannot bring people through the program enough we turn people away, because there's so many old schoolers that are part of this movement too when it comes to a popular vote. But the future is ours. We can do it, man. I'm all about it. Countries like Switzerland actually vote on whether they want to have a flower garden at the roundabout or not. They vote on all kinds of miscellaneous things all the time that they want to. It's kind of neat. American society is not built for that. We're not meant for that. We're not yet. We're not intellectually there. We don't need to be there. We need a republic so we can have free liberty to just live our lives and not have to worry about that. But in order to have that, we have to use the direct democracy processes to limit government so it can never take away our liberties and freedoms away. And then we will have the lives of our dreams.
I agree. And I think we should end it on that. I think we should end it on that good note right there. We have been on here for quite some time talking about this, and it has been a pleasure. This has been interesting because, it really is, I mean, yes, we talked about a lot of things, but, to sum it all up, ballot AI and things like it, the concept is really unique. And I think that it will become a thing. I think it will become a mainstream concept where people are doing exactly what you're envisioning here, and that is participating in direct democracy with our lawmakers and officials to kind of really, steer things in a better direction than what they have been. Because we lost that connection, man. We lost the connection with direct democracy, I feel. And I think that this is a great way to pull it back in.
It's starting, but it never got to where we can take it, though. We're at the phase of evolution. It's never been to where we can take it. That's what's really exciting, man. It's really exciting.
The connection is easy and seamless, right? We don't have to go anywhere. We can do it from the comfort of our own home.
Yeah.
And that's really where
maybe just a few petitions, just go out maybe once a week to volunteer periodically. And the cool thing is, once we have a critical mass equivalent to the amount needed to qualify a ballot measure, which is the same amount as a political party to exist. We don't even need a party, more like in the spirit of the founders. We just need the numbers of people ready to put it on the ballot. And we could sign one petition and it's on the ballot. So we could flood the ballot with 10, 20, 50, 100. We could use AI to draft 365 petitions once every day for the year for every law that we want to change at the next election, and make a madhouse run for freedom, like at the ballot, where everyone's like in bizarro world as they realize that the future is really in our hands. And it would be just a disruptive moment in the history of humanity to all of a sudden see that. But it could completely overturn the whole old hierarchy that existed forever, and have a new decentralized model where the people are permanently in charge, and we stay in charge because of our awareness of that ability to do so. Blockchain holds all information permanently on the internet. So freedom is going to be available as long as people find this message and we grow this. Now that the blockchain staking smart contracts up, we're one step closer to introduce the API and the code. There's going to be evolution where we eventually get that code on the blockchain as well from this Python script it is. And then nothing can ever stop a decentralized direct democracy.
Yeah.
It is the model for Mars. In fact, I have a great video of Elon Musk talking about it. And, I would love to have a community that could participate. And if you could help create some automations, my friend, I could pass you some bones. As they say, maybe I could contract you because you're a friend and ally, because we need some automations for, in fact, tweeting and commenting on people's tweets on Twitter, if that's possible. I don't know if that's possible without getting violated, but we want some things like that to make the social effect beyond what I can't do it alone. If we had a huge community of 1,000 people ready, that's cool. But maybe to kickstart it, we can do some automations. You can have to tell me what you can do. But I wish that I could comment on everything Alex Jones is talking, everything Elon Musk is talking, everything all the news broadcasters are talking about of corruption, but do so in a positive way and say, now you guys know the solution, and have like 100 to 250 community members, maybe not just bots, but actually live people saying, join Ballot AI, be a part of this, get the masses involved in this now. As an influencer, tell others so that we can get the community behind the solutions and make it happen. And then those influencers that have just been screaming from the rooftops about problems, now they can be part of the holistic solution to involve people in voting on the actual laws for our future, to limit government, and to even create new laws that just in general have been needed for a long time, for all kinds of things that we can dream of. It's possible.
No, I mean, you said it right there, man. It's that's it. That's it right there. That's the point driven. People really do need to participate more in the lawmaking procedures a little bit in order to kind of drive the country in a better direction.
Take it one step at a time. It's not like you're running for office. It's not like you have to like give up all your cool Friday plans. In fact, I even go out. I've seen you going to rave parties. I like these dance things too periodically.
They're fun, right?
Yeah, go out there with a petition, get to know some people, sign up for something cool like blockchain voting. It'd be so cool, man. And we can get them in. I want to do a system with QR codes, and we are going to build a referral program so you can earn extra rewards for those you refer. I know you've seen these before, a crypto referral program, so that when they join through your referral link, you'll get a little portion of a commission for something or other. We can build it out. And we will. So we can have just cool incentivization for everyone to be a part of our future.
Well, it's great working with people that have ideas and things they want to change, and because it does bring about really interesting concepts when people work together. So I am looking forward to working with you on some stuff for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to help your meme coin. I want to buy more.
Yeah.
It's part of my portfolio. I keep it in that. I have a small portion, but I know it's the key. It's like you're at the very beginning of a massive breakthrough that will happen with your persistence. And if any way I can help you, if you just need that YouTube following because you can bring core alpha, that's where we're going to have our talks. I want to learn from you and other people you bring into the community. I'll open up my AI tools, the token metrics. Take a look. I have some other tools. I have some trade indicators. I don't really get into day trading. I'm more of a yield farmer. I do more like long-term swing trade yield farms. But during the bear market, I have the solution, bro. So I hope people follow you, Crypto Jesus on YouTube and your Twitter. And what's your Twitter, your x.com real quick so I can get you on here, man.
So I gotta create a new Twitter profile. I'm just now getting back into the swing. I've been out for almost a year. Kind of focusing on the market and focusing on other things. So I'm just now getting back into things again. Now that I have this coin launched, and I'm finally able to bring out all the stuff that I've been working on for the last year. I'm finally bringing that out, and the coin was really just the spearhead for my ecosystem. So now I'm just trying to like piece the puzzles together and put it all on a website so the roadmap is concise. And people understand what I'm trying to accomplish here. And with your ideas, on Ballot AI and trying to to fix the the election fraud issue, as well as bring about more direct democracy, I think that is in fact what Robert Kennedy is screaming about on his end in California. Is we need to get back to that. And so this might actually be a really good thing to bring to his attention if you can get his attention.
Oh, trust me, I wanted to. Man, I would love to have a community that could just be behind us posting on Kennedy's profile. When I post a comment on behalf of the Ballot AI page, which I have here, I want to save this in my draft. You know what? If I had a community that could just upvote those, like those, share those, then it could get his attention. I can also try sending mail to him, right? So I don't know how to find his address exactly. I could ask Grok, and maybe you can find his address or a place to get it. His campaign must have an address. So it's all in the works. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I want to contact him, and I think that's a great idea. But I just lack confidence. I hate to say it until I build it, because I've been shot down so many times. I try to reach people. Maybe that's a bad idea for me. I mean, I'll just be humble here, but I don't just reach out to people because I want to put my energy into just building it, because that almost takes the same amount of energy and I get stuff done. Where I reach out to people over and over and over, and I get no response. Like, that's time I could have spent maybe building my thing,
It takes time to, reroute people, into doing what it is you want them to do sometimes. And, all you really need is a good idea. And if it's a solution to a big problem that a lot of us are facing here in the world collectively, I think you'll get a lot of attention pretty quick. You just got to figure out a way to deliver it, right? So, get in touch with him, man, for real. I would definitely do that, because I know he's talking about that publicly online, about trying, and think about it like this, when the next election comes, right? How are we going to prevent, another bad president, for lack of better terms, I guess to say, or to say the least.
I'm trying to build this all up quickly. I just need enough of your supporters, and you hopefully just buy that token. We need not even that much. We at 70K, and then we are on all the decentralized exchanges that can bring real interest. And just a few NFT sales will start building the cross-chain bridge we want to get on Ethereum as well. We want to have those NFTs staked on Ethereum right at that point. Once we sell even our next NFT or 2 NFTs, we'll have all this. We'll get all that set up, and just really start taking this off. Invest in marketing and all these things to bring this forward. So
let's take it offline. I got some people I can probably introduce you to that might be able to help, formulate something for you, a strategy together to kind of, build the numbers so that you can get the attention of, higher profile people, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's important,
Awesome, man.
Absolutely. Well, guys,
join the Telegram. Please share it, and I'll do the same. You have a Crypto Jesus Telegram?
Yes, I do actually. I just posted it out there. It's not very big yet, but I am working on getting it to the point where it can grow a little bit more.
And what's your website?
I've been out for like almost a year. So
you have a website for this?
For the token, no. The website's still being developed for the roadmap. So I just pushed this token out yesterday. So the best way to get in touch with me would be through my socials. If you're trying to tag me in something,
can't wait till you're on Twitter, man.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah. I want to hang tight with you, bro, because I am all about Christ consciousness, and I'm not.
I am on Twitter. It's a personal profile. I need to build a Crypto Jesus profile for my.
Yeah. But everything that you represent as like a meme, if you will, is holy, because it is about Christ ultimately and the ambitions Christ had, and it really should be something that is something that I would associate with. And just to say, because man, this world needs help, and it does stem from our morals and our ethics. And if more people thought like the Christ did, we probably wouldn't be in this mess. We wouldn't be. We know that.
Yeah, right. If we could all just be a little more like Jesus, I guess, right?
Yeah. So I hope everyone that's a little bit more like Jesus also gets into Ballot AI. I hope that's not a cheap way to sell my token, but it's just because what we want to ultimately do is push the non-aggression principle. And I can hang with you, man. I can hang with the Crypto Jesus token. I would love to see that get $1 million market cap. And I'm just going to keep it right there in that portfolio. The whole point is everyone who buys the token of Ballot AI, they see all the tokens in the portfolio. And I just do my best to find the research of just meme coins there, but fun meme coins that are they're cool, like Trump related kind of stuff, but freedom. I have Giga Chad in there. I have I have some cool stuff. American Bald Eagle. I have all the different cabinet members like Vivek and Tulsi and Doge.
Yeah.
Trump Shuffle just made 1000x. Robert Kennedy's been killing it. And just some good feeling petitions about the future of how to take our country and our world back. So Crypto Jesus has always got a spot in my home, in my master wallet that I'll never sell.
Thank you.
Yes, brother.
Well, guys, that is it for this show. We have been on here for quite some time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you so much, Nico, for all of the information that you shared. I really do believe that what you're doing is truly valuable for the space and for society, honestly.
Man, thank you.
We really need more things like this in the world. So thank you for that, and thank you for this, and for everybody back at home that watches this episode when I push it
I'm gonna share this video. I'm gonna run it, bro. I'm gonna help. I got some ideas. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Good night. Amazing show, bro. Thanks. I really got a lot out. I really got, yeah, appreciate you. Good. That's cool, man. Yeah, I got some software so I can do